Alright guys, Wingo back again, and today I have a review on the Combat Corner HMIT MMA Sparring Glove. It's a nice glove. I really like it. It has, like I said in the last video about the other Combat Corner Sparring Glove, the MMA Sparring Glove is starting to come a long way, and I'm starting to feel like boxing gloves are they're going to be still necessary, but when you're actually training for an MMA fight, you're going to need a good MMA sparring glove. And the problem in the past, like I said in the other video, is that a lot of the MMA sparring gloves, they weren't very protected when it come to hitting your sparring partner because the padding is so thin. Hold on, I'll give you an example real fast. I'll be right back. This glove right here would be an example of what I mean from the past. Probably have to shoot a whole video on this, but look at this padding. Over the knuckles. This is not very good of a padding over the knuckles. Just not very much at all. Good for grappling. And you can kind of hit light, but this is not gonna be good to hit your sparring partners with. It's almost, that's about the same thickness of padding as like your basic fight glove, so it's kind of ridiculous that they would even say that's an MMA sparring glove. But here we're starting to get better models. Look how thick the padding is. I'm gonna show you how thick this padding is. I got a tape measure right here. And pull it out. As you can see, the padding is lined up evenly with the piping. So I'm going to measure from the piping. Move this thumb back right there because that's where, that is exactly where you'd be punching at. And as you can see, you get almost 2 inches. Looks like a 5, but it's because the camera is in reverse. That's actually 2. So you get 2 inches of padding over the knuckles when you're punching somebody, which is pretty dang good. That's what you need. The leather on this, very high quality leather. It takes a little while to break in. When I first got the glove, the padding over the back of the wrist was stiff, and it was kind of uncomfortable to open your hand like that. So what I did was I folded it back like this and put a hand wrap around it, and then I folded it like this and then put a hand wrap around it and left it overnight. And that let the leather stretch out and give it the flexibility that I needed overnight. The inside of the glove, it's completely made of leather except for the thumb. The thumb has a polyester satin type liner like you would find on inside of a lot of boxing gloves. That it wicks moisture away, so you don't got to worry about the sweat soaking in. But the inside of the glove, as far as the punch surface goes, the finger holes go, the piping goes, the padding against the back of your hand and the back of your wrist and around your wrist goes, that's all leather on the inside. So that's going to hold up for a lot of time. Very high quality. Now, the last Combat Corner, the Elite MMA Spar Glove, the stitching wasn't so good on that. That one was made in Pakistan. This HMIT means handmade in Thailand. As you can see right there, it says handmade in Thailand. And then here, it says Bangkok, Thailand, registered trademark equipment, boxing equipment. So, handmade in Thailand. The Thais are very good about their stitching and glove quality. This is a very high quality glove. The piping on it, that's one thing I'm not a big fan of. The piping's kind of hard. So when that hits somebody, it's a little bit, that can be a tad bit rough, but as far as it goes, that doesn't typically happen. You're not really going to be hitting somebody with the piping, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much, but it'd be nice if the piping wasn't so hard. The wrist gives you really good wrist support. My bad, about dropped it. There's an elastic band right here that helps cup your wrist when you put your hand in the glove. I'm going to do that right now. Slide your hand in through that. Put your fingers through the holes. You got a thumb loop right there. I like to pull down like this on the thumb side, and then pull down on the other side to make sure I really get it down, and bend my hand up like that before attaching the Velcro, and then bring my hand like this. The padding on this is it's a little dent. There's more layers to it. It feels like it's a higher quality padding than in the other one. When I do the review, I'll show you that. But this padding is very high quality. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break down. It's not IMF. Like I said, I hate IMF, and that's typically what they use in MMA sparring gloves. This is a layered, a multi-layered foam, a very soft, spongy layer on top. As you push down, you can feel it gets harder, and there's a protective layer in there. Once you get past that soft layer, that protective layer for your knuckles, so you don't hurt your knuckles, that soft layer on the outside so you don't hurt your sparring partners. These are nice on the bag too. You can hit the bag. One thing when I put it on usually is that this piping will catch like that. So a lot of times when I put it on, I have to do like this and pull the piping down to get it right. I don't really have a problem with my fingers slipping out of the holes. Another good thing about this glove is right here. As you can see, you have full padding over the thumb. This whole area right here is all padded. There's a little hinge point sewn in right there with another pad over the back of the thumb. And most MMA sparring gloves do not have that. Most MMA sparring gloves will leave you with not much padding on the thumb at all. I'll show you that on others when I compare this to some other gloves. This one, by far, out of all the MMA sparring gloves I have, probably has the most protective thumb of any glove. I've been hit with this glove. It doesn't feel too much different than a boxing glove. That 2 inches of padding does a real good job of protecting your sparring partners. The leather, it's once I broke it in, it softened up. It feels really, really good. It's high quality, very thick leather. As you can see, the stitching is very good in this glove. There's no issues with any frayed stitching. All the stitching is great. The stitching just looks completely how it should. There's no stitches out of place on this glove. I'm going to put both of them on for you so you get a feel of what it looks like when I have both of them on. And then I'm going to grab a headgear too, so I can show you how it protects against punches when it's in when you have a headgear on. I'll show you the areas, how well the headgear is going to stop the glove from actually connecting. So what the gloves look like when they're both on. And again, what I like about these gloves is that you do get 2 inches of solid padding over the punching knuckles, but over the back of the hand, it's relatively flat. The padding relatively flattens out and is a lot thinner, so that you don't have a big bulgy spot right there, like the bulge you want over your punching knuckles, so that you don't hurt your knuckles or your sparring partner. But you don't want it over the back of your fist, because when it comes time to grapple, that's going to get in the way of grips, and I'm going to show you the grips I can get right now. Of course, you can hit an S grip with this because my fingers are open. It's a little bit more difficult in this glove, but I still get a good S grip. I can go palm to palm, the gable grip. I can get this grip just like I like on the other one because the back is flat. Basically, you can get all the good grappling grips that you want to get in this, and because the padding is flat across the back, you can slide your underhooks in a lot easier. You can get undernecks for rear naked chokes a little bit easier, unless you're trying to slide the knuckles in. Then you might have some issues because that padding's a lot thicker. But over the back of the hand, it makes it much easier to slide in when you're grappling. You can open your hand all the way, no problem. There's when you first get it, until you break it in, there might be a little bit of pressure on the back of your wrist, but once the glove is broken in, you're not going to have to worry about that much at all. Right now, I'm going to go grab a headgear real fast. Actually, I'm going to grab a couple of them to show you. I'm going to grab a face saver, and I'm also going to grab a cheek protector. Hold on. So, have a cheek protector right here, the Phenom SG252, and I'm going to put this one on and show you exactly how well this glove can protect you when you have headgear on. It's gonna be hard as heck to do with these gloves on. Word to the wise, put your headgear on before you put your gloves on. Which obviously you should. Especially with boxing gloves, because there ain't no way you'll put your headgear on unless you got a coach to do it for you. Or a training partner, which a lot of times you will have, but let's be real, it's just better to be responsible and prepared and put it on ahead of time. Instead of making everybody waste their time doing that stuff. The only ones that get through are the ones at the bottom of my chin, and like the ones where my fist comes like this down the middle. And that one doesn't even really get me. I'm not really hitting my nose too hard. Those will slide in just a little bit. As far as it goes around my eyes, nope, no connection whatsoever. Can't feel it. Yeah, well, you can feel it, but it doesn't touch your skin. You feel the impact, though. Alright, now I'm gonna take this one off, and the face saver will be. I don't need to put that one on to show you how that works, because that one's gonna be a little bit more obvious. So here we go, face saver, face bar. It's nothing's getting through. No matter how I turn my knuckle, face saver is protecting it. So overall, yeah, these gloves, they cut. You have to get a hold of Combat Corner for them. They run, I think it's $98, maybe $100, plus shipping and handling. They're worth the money. Very high quality MMA sparring glove. You'll be able to get good sparring in. You can hit hard in these without worrying about injuring training partners. The quality of these, the stitching, amazing. The quality of the materials, the padding, amazing. Handmade in Thailand. You have a cloth badge right there. It doesn't that's not a problem with cutting people open or nothing. It's lays pretty flat. It's pretty soft. You have the Combat Corner logo, dead center, big old CC right there. The gold in the logo. You have all of this. Very good glove. If you need a good sparring glove and you're serious about your MMA career and training, then this is a good glove to pick up. This is one of the top sparring gloves on the market, in my opinion. I love the way it's built. I have some ideas that could improve upon it, but those are my ideas, and maybe you'll see that come to life one of these days. We'll see. But I'll talk to you guys later. This has been Wingo, and this was a review of the Handmade in Thailand Combat Corner MMA sparring glove. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you guys later.